What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. If you've never actually played tabletop gaming, Dungeons and Dragons, I suggest to you that you've almost certainly used its rule set in video games. I mean, the Old Republic, Knights of the Republic, they all use the D&D. You've probably done it before, and you've probably played some video games, if not outright Dungeons and Dragons, the MMO, or something like that. I actually have my dice, my die. I got my custom figure. Because I love me some old school tabletop gaming, homies. You have a game master, your own rules. Now, of course, it has since been taken over, just like all of our institutions and franchises, for lack of a better term. And part of that was attacking the original creators. And so, of course, most OG players will just use earlier rule books and rule sets and ignore anything in the last 4 years or whatever. But because of the cultural shift, and by that I mean sanity returning, people are getting louder and louder. Yes, I too am put off by the AI Elon Musk. It's not without irony. You can see here, Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast been on a crusade, and we all know that we've covered from Mexican orcs to they've hit every mark they could hit. They've hit every checkbox they could hit, and they've attacked the original creators because, of course, they were all straight white men. Elon Musk, of course, coming to their defense. And it's always nice when you have a heavyweight on your side, along with Mark Kern, because they have mistreated the founder, and that's Gary Gygax. The first thing you do, of course, when you want to attack an institution is you whittle away the base, and that would be the founder. So you can see with Wizards of the Coast recently releasing their revisionist history book titled The Making of the Original Dungeons and Dragons, which has pointed out that it is extremely disrespectful to the original creator, Gary Gygax. And in the preface, written by Jason Tondro, a senior designer on Dungeons and Dragons. You see, he says, Tondro attacks the original creators, writing, some language in the first iterations of Dungeons and Dragons presents a moral quandary. The documents reproduced in this book include many pages of charts and tables alongside lists of monsters, spells, and magic items, but the game content also includes a virtual catalog of insensitive and derogatory language, words that are casually hurtful to anyone with a physical or mental disability or who happens to be old, fat, how dare you say old, that's offensive, not conventionally attractive, indigenous, black, or a woman, only if you are a bitch-ass Nutella. That is the only way you would find those offensive. They're there. It's a source book meant to do campaigns and have characters and all that, and this is just ignorance pure and simple and absolutely attacking. Some people have charitably ascribed this language to the authors working from bad assumptions. In the 1970s, historical wargamers in America were predominantly white, middle-class men. It isn't surprising that they would dub a class of soldiers the fighting man. Yeah, so calling a class of soldiers the fighting man is offensive, even though we used to call it the fighting man. And you get the idea. Slavery appears in the original Dungeons and Dragons not as a human tragedy that devastated generations over centuries, but as a simple commercial transaction. Yes, because this is not again, they don't understand the point of the world. It doesn't extol the virtues of slavery. If you have a mechanic for it to be used in games, and in those games, you would have the morality of slavery put in. And you get the idea. They go on and they just go through. They do a nice little, as it's called here, a historical revision of what it was like. Elon Musk, of course, finally getting tired of all this. Grum's getting tired of us. So Grum's post, Dungeons and Dragon creators, Gygax and others are erased and slandered at the same time. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro just released the new Player's Handbook and Dungeons Master Guide, as well as the 40th anniversary making of Dungeons and Dragons. And yeah, they point out all of the slamming comments. And then there's Elon Musk coming in with the hit. Nobody, and I mean nobody, gets to trash Gary Gygax and the geniuses who created Dungeons and Dragons. What the fuck is wrong with Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast? May they burn in hell. And maybe, Elon, you should just go ahead and buy it. We can do a little course correction. And yeah, we've seen a bunch of other little things like that. Like I said, the Mexican orcs and others won't be the last, or will it? because now is the time to make them afraid of our money. And we know they sure as hell don't spend money on this. So once the ESG money is gone and once our money is gone, well, they'll have no choice but to course correct. Either way, you let me know what you think. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well,